All right, Apex OC, how are you guys doing today? Today we are going to do a how-to video on making a skull and horn mount, just using the skulls and the horns. We're not going to be doing the actual skin mount, stuff like that. Some would call this a European mount even. The difference is we're not going to just cut the top of the skull off and leave it as, you know, and have the horns attached. Specifically for this type of animal especially, because this type of animal, this is a ram that was donated by a processing plant to us. And how these work is on rams especially, and goats, stuff like that, their horns are like an exoskeleton of the actual bone as it grows. So later on in the process of the video, we'll show you how it's done. Now, the biggest thing, the difference between a ram and like a deer, elk, etc., the horns on an elk or a deer, they're actually attached to the skull. So the exo part of a ram's horns are not. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Marshall is going to be demonstrating how to do it as I'm explaining, giving the narrative on how to do it. That way there's no pauses and breaks in between. So first thing that's going to happen is Marshall's going to grab the skull of, or sorry, grab the head of the ram, dead center with his left hand. Then he's going to grab the base of the horn with his right hand, and he's going to slowly wiggle that horn off.
It's on there pretty good.
It's on there pretty good.
Yeah.
There it comes. You see how that slides off? And he's going to set off to the side next to the other one that's already been pulled off. So now, first things first is you're going to want to let these sit for a few days in a chlorinated solution. Yeah, it's going to gather some bugs and whatnot, but as you see, the horn there actually has some fleshy tissue on it. That's what keeps the ram's horns growing. So now he's going to take the Piranta blade, the knife there. I like the Piranta knives because they are a razor blade that are replaceable razors. And he's going to go ahead and he's going to cut from horn to horn right across the back of it.
Okay.
Yep, make a deep incision because we're not saving nothing. And he's going to just keep cutting until he gets down to the bone.
Well,
All right. So now he's going to make a incision from the center of where his thumb is down to the nose. So go ahead, if you need to turn it around even. Now, this is a good process for if you find a skull, you know, a head that is still, you know, attached to the body or whatnot, and you want to make a nice little mount or something, or if you got to the processing late and you lost, you know, the meat because say you like had a heat wave or something come through, at least you can have a trophy still. So yeah, so as he's doing, he's going to start pulling that skin away. Also, by that chlorinating solution that I was speaking of, like basically a bleach water or actual, you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and buy chlorinating solution that goes to like your swimming pool and whatnot. You let it soak in a bucket for a while.
you want all the way to the front?
Yep. And also by soaking it, it really loosens up the flesh from the bone, making it really easy to pull off without having to actually go in and scrape a bunch of tissue off the bone itself.
Yeah, this is extremely easy.
Yes, it's pretty easy, as Marshall says.
Very light tissue.
Yeah, very light tissue. So, and in the process, every now and then, go ahead and grab the hose and spray it off because, like I said, you're going to be working with maggots, you're going to be working with flies, working with other bugs. So just go ahead and spray it off. JJ, watch out, bud. My dog, anytime there's meat around, fresh meat, he wants to get in on it. So now from there, since you're that far, go ahead and flip it over to its top, and he's going to actually rip the jaw off. So he's going to break the jaw, but you need to cut down the side first, sorry. So he's going to cut down do incisions in the mouth, loosen it up, getting down to the fleshy meat part of the jawbone.